name is Lucy. When my brain reached 30% capacity, I gained the ability to change my appearance at will and to precisely control every single cell in my body. To test this power, I casually called a police officer in Paris. The moment he picked up, I said his name and told him to grab the pen on his left. He looked down, and sure enough, the pen was right there. Then I told him to immediately arrest 3 suspects. The next second, their photos popped up on his computer screen. By then, my brain had reached 40%. Running 2 computers at the same time was effortless. Everyone around me just stared in disbelief. In the moment I calmly shut the laptops, all of humanity's known knowledge had already been uploaded into my mind. The knowledge. I took a sip of champagne, and suddenly, one of my teeth dropped into the glass. I coughed, and 4 more fell out. Then my skin began to dissolve, my fingers slowly disappearing. In a moment of panic, I swallowed all the remaining CPH4, but that only made my body break down even faster. After everything went black, I woke up again. My brain capacity had reached 50%. I stepped out of the room, and a group of experts rushed toward me. With a simple wave of my hand, they all collapsed. I spared one man to guide me. I needed the remaining CPH4. At this point, I could see every electromagnetic wave moving through the air. With a few subtle gestures, I locked onto the crime boss's contact information and knew they were coming for the CPH4. With a flick of my wrist, I used my mind to throw my guide into the passenger seat. Then I took off, showing off driving skills that felt almost unreal. Meanwhile, the gang arrived at the hospital first. They eliminated everyone in their way and were about to escape with the medication. When I appeared in front of them, by now, my brain had reached 60%. With a single thought, every weapon in the room floated up to the ceiling.
이 새끼들아, 저녁 죽여!
I walked forward without expression, took back the CPH4, and no one dared to make a sound. Later, I found the elderly professor. I wanted to pass on everything I knew, because I believed the meaning of life is the transmission of knowledge. As we were deep in discussion, the crime boss stormed in with his men. I knew time was running out, so I told the professor to give me all the remaining CPH4. I was ready to push my brain to its final state. As the drug was fully absorbed, my brain surged to 70%. My arms turned into a black liquid that spread across the lab, draining every machine of its energy. When the absorption ended, my brain reached 80%. Then I pulled everyone into a vast white space. There, I created a supercomputer out of nothing and uploaded everything I knew. The professor stood there, completely stunned, and my brain kept climbing to 90%. Outside, the gang blasted their way into the lab with heavy weapons, but I instantly teleported to Paris, then to Times Square in New York. I looked at the unfamiliar lights and crowds and quietly sighed. With a raise of my hand, time froze. As I moved my arms, time flowed backward and forward. Then I rewound time at full speed. Technology regressed, and within seconds, humanity returned to the industrial age. I didn't stop. Hundreds of thousands of years passed in an instant. I arrived in the age of primitive tribes. Bored, I waved my hand again and jumped straight into the age of dinosaurs. They were too violent, so I left once more, traveling even further back into the prehistoric universe. There, I met the first human. Her name was also Lucy. She looked at me with curiosity. I reached out a finger as a gesture of peace. After hesitating, she did the same. The moment our fingers touched, I was pulled away from Earth and hurled deep into space. Time continued to flow backward. I watched the sun rise for the first time. I saw Earth destroyed again and again, then reborn. As my perspective kept expanding, my brain reached 99%. I entered the vast galaxy, seeing brilliant meteors, massive wormholes, and structures beyond human understanding. My dimensions broke through, my cells merged, and black liquid slowly covered my entire form. Just then, the crime boss burst into the lab, ready to kill me. But at the exact moment he moved, my brain reached 100%, and in the next instant I vanished. All that remained in the lab was a computer, constantly shifting shape. The black liquid extended outward and handed the professor a USB drive. The moment he took it, the computer turned to dust. Inside that drive was all of humanity's knowledge, and answers to mysteries far deeper than the universe itself.